Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So, you clicked on the right video if you like listening to ASMR and you're a little bit of a football freak just like me. So I'm doing a series at the moment of football stadiums in the season of 2022-23 on this channel, and I've already looked at the English Premier League, and now we're going to look at the Italian Serie A. I really hope you enjoy this video. I really want you to fall asleep before the end, but if you're still around, then don't forget to click like, subscribe and comment on the video. Okay, so no national stadium to point out, so instead I've chosen a couple of the stadia we're going to look at today, and let's get started. Okay, so in alphabetical order, the first stadium is going to be for AC Milan. It's of course the San Siro, and it's an 80,000 seater stadium. It's looking a little bit old now, but still so iconic that I really hope that they don't do anything crazy and knock it down. I think they should just renovate it. It looks still fabulous, and obviously I'm really looking forward to that semi-final Champions League derby with both legs at the stadium, so we'll be seeing it again when we look at Inter later on. But yeah, what an absolutely marvellous stadium for football, just wonderful. I've got a friend who's been there for a match, and I am so insanely jealous. Okay, next is Atalanta. So one of the things I noticed about Italian football is because of the lack of investment over the last 10-20 years, and lots of, they haven't had this insurge of foreign spending and foreign ownership. Many of the stadiums are a little bit tired and smaller than they could be for a country that is so obsessed with football. It's crazy to think that they've got worse stadia than, say, Spain, England, France, for example, with the quality of the league as well that we're seeing, particularly this year, now that they're in so many semi-finals of the European tournaments. More sides than any other country this year. So yeah, there are lots. When I was looking for these shots of the stadiums, there were lots and lots of ones with plans of upgrades, new stadiums, etc. So it's coming, and this video in, say, 10 years' time is going to look completely different. This is going to look so dated. Yeah, so Atalanta, Stadio Atleti Azzurri d'Italia, just 21,747 for a team fighting for Champions League spots. Bit crazy, but there are lots of plans online. Go and check them out for fancy new stadia. Okay, next one, Bologna. Lovely big stadium with that stunning building there. Really iconic. This is the Stadio Renato Dall'Aria, 38,279. And look at that beautiful background framing the stadium in this gorgeous city. How amazing. So unlike in many other videos, for example, in Spain, Portugal, England, Wales, I haven't been to any football stadiums in Italy at all, which is a massive shock, but it is something that I'm going to do in the future. So I'm not going to be able to comment personally on these stadiums because I haven't been there. Cremonese, one of the smaller clubs, but I think their time in the season is nearly up. They shouldn't be in this video for next season, but you never know. Stadio Giovanni Zini, 20,641, and that is it for Cremonese. Okay, next one, Empoli's Stadio Carlo Castellani. Again, another smallish one, 21,092 capacity. So, whereas in the previous video when we talked about the English Northern European style of stadiums where they've got four pitch side grandstands, one usually has been extended and is larger than the other three. In Italy you see a lot of these amphitheatre types, which is more common in Southern Europe and South America, particularly in the hotter climates. Not as much need for a roof as we, particularly in the sort of non-northern Italy ones, northern Italian ones. Okay, Fiorentina. These are looking to do something with the stadium. It is an odd shape. So Stadio Artemio Franchi, 43,147. From this angle it looks absolutely fine, but when I was watching a match, the people who were sat, no one actually was sat here at the time or down there, they chose not to because the stadium wasn't full. But if you stood in there, you are nowhere near the corner of the flag. Like, this part here, the grandstand, goes further than the length of the pitch, but doesn't curve around for a while, and then there's a second section down below. It's a really odd shape. Yeah, it's very curious, this Fiorentina stadium. So that's the Stadio Artemio Franchi. And this one is a beauty. Hellas Verona share it, but they look to be probably relegated this season. So Stadio Marcantonio Bentegoli, 39,371 is more of the Olympic Stadium style with the running track around the edge. Really lovely looking stadium that is. Inter Milan against the San Siro. It's also called the Giuseppe Meazza on certain occasions. And yeah, so it's 80,000, so it's the largest in Italy. Okay, moving on. One of the newer stadiums in Italy, in fact I think it's probably the newest, probably along with the Dacia Stadium, which we'll see right at the end. So Juventus, I think it used to be called the Allianz Park, but currently it's called the Juventus Stadium, 41,507, so it's not shared with Udinese. It is just for Juventus, so they used to share a stadium, of course. Yeah, it's a really, really pretty stadium. And very modern. Okay, my favourite personally, Lazio's Stadio Olimpico. 70,634, so it is that classic Olympic Stadium running track around it in the capital of Italy, but just outside, so it's a little bit greener, it's not in the centre as such. Yeah, absolutely stunning when it's full. Wow, the noise is insane. I watched the Lazio-Roma derby for the first time this season, and the noise was just incredible. What a beautiful location. Okay, next. Lecce's Stadio Via del Mare. Another amphitheatre, again with the running track covered here in this particular photo. Yeah, so it's another one of that classic Southern European style open air stadia. 40,000, so it's quite a large stadium for Lecce, and they're hoping to still be in the Serie A next season at this point. Monza, tiny stadium. Monza have really overachieved in Serie A this season. They're mid-table, but only 15,000 seater stadium. That's it from the aerial views. You can see it's just that one large grandstand there, and then the rest is much, much smaller, but again, still in keeping with that amphitheatre style. Okay, next up, we've got Napoli. So they were announced champions on the weekend, and they are, of course, in the aptly named Stadio Diego Armando Maradona at 60,240. It's one of the largest stadiums in Italy, and as you can see, the passion of the Neapolitans, it's smack bang in the city, so surrounded, but look at that glorious stadium. Absolutely amazing. It is that again, so you tend to get two types. You either get the amphitheatre or the Olympic Stadium, and this is more the Olympic Stadium with the track around the sides. Congratulations to Napoli for their fantastic title win. And we're back to the Stadio Olimpico. Again, 70,000. So if you compare it with the previous one, 60,000, this one's 10,000 larger, so ginormous really. I believe this is the second largest after the San Siro in the country. Okay, moving on. Next we got Salernitana. The Stadio Arechi actually can hold 31,300. And as you can see there, it's a third shape. It's not the amphitheatre and it's not the Stadio Olimpico. It's a sort of amphitheatre, but with larger, sort of non-circular shape. This is also common in Spain. I've seen a couple of stadiums in parts of Spain with this style. Sampdoria Stadio Luigi Ferraris, 36,559. You can see a smack bang in the middle of the city there. And this is more like a European, sort of northern European stadium in its style and structure. You can see the four corners there. It's not an amphitheatre, it's not an Olympic stadium. It's got a little bit of a roof and two tiers, so it's actually more in keeping with something from, say, France, Belgium, Netherlands or England than it is with the rest of Italy. Samp unfortunately won't be in Serie A next year. Sassuolo. So Sassuolo, again, it's a little bit more Northern European I could see this being perhaps in Belgium with the four separate grandstands. And this Mapei stadium actually holds 23,717. Okay, Sassuolo will be safe for next season, I think. Oops. Spezia. I think Spezia have the smallest stadium. They're in relegation struggles at the moment. And the Stadio Alberto Pico in La Spezia is only 10,336. It was tricky to get a picture of because this is their first season in Serie A. At least for a while anyway. And as you can see, it's got the grandstand there, and then it's got much smaller ones there and there. So it's a little bit more of the amphitheatre style, but not quite. I mean, it's really teeny tiny. Okay. Next up, Torino. The Stadio Olimpico Grande Torino. Oh, I said Udinese earlier on. I often get Torino and Udinese mixed up. Torino used to share a stadium with Juventus, right? But the Stadio Olimpico Grande Torino, I really like it. It's the Stadio Olimpico style, but a mini version. 27,958. But it's, a really classy style. I like it. And the running track has been reduced to get people closer to the actual pitch as well, so that's nice. Okay, and last but not least, it is Udinese. So again, these are one of the teams that have a new stadium, Stadio Friuli. I've also heard this called the Dacia Stadium, as in the car manufacturer Dacia from Romania. 25,144, but I really like the style of it. Again, really modern. The seats remind me of Brentford, actually, and the fact that it's got three and then a larger thing there. It's a similar style to Brentford Stadium. I think the curves make it a little bit more sexy, though, to be honest with you. Very in keeping with Italian architecture. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Click like, subscribe if you're new, and drop a comment. Which league shall I do next? Probably it's going to be either the German Bundesliga, Serie A, or Ligue 1 in France. But I'm open to doing all sorts of leagues. If you want me to do the MLS, for example, if you want me to do the English Championship, the second division, or wherever, then drop me a comment. I'm going to try and get through all of them in the summer. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye 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 bye.